Hey guys, what's going on? Troy at Mountain Man Treasure here, and things still moving on out of the eBay store.
Mountain Man Treasures.
Welcome into the channel, guys. My name is Troy. I'm a reseller in Montana. I go to garage sales and estate sales. Sometimes I go to the thrift store. I buy stuff and then I sell it again online for a profit. Mostly I do that on eBay. And if you saw the video from Monday, my weekend was jam-packed. We had an awful lot of sales coming in, and it was sort of like a taste of the fourth quarter, because ideally that's what the fourth quarter is going to be like, and it's going to be like that day after day after day. Fingers crossed, right? Hopefully it's like that every day. But we did get a question, and we do have newer resellers that watch the channel. I know we have a lot of new resellers that watch the channel, and the question really was, what is the fourth quarter? I hear people talking about it. I'm new to reselling. What's this fourth quarter thing all about? Well, let's take a look at what I sold, and then we'll chat fourth quarter. Not the high dollar stuff we saw over the weekend, but the volume is still pretty solid. Happy with that. We've got the mini Maglite accessory pack. I picked this up on a recent trip to Billings, 50 cents. I actually got two of them, so two for $1. And so it was a quantity listing. That helped. There's not a whole lot of value here, but $9.89 free shipping. Definitely make a little bit of profit. We got back here, Amazing Fantasy. This is Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man numbers 1 through 10. There is a rip on the cover, unfortunately, and that goes through a couple of the pages. Of course, shown that in the listing. And this sells very, very well, guys. I priced mine to move because of the damage, but if it's in good shape, this is a relatively high dollar book. I got it for $1.50 at the thrift store, and it sold for $15.99 plus shipping. We got a little Donald Duck figure back there. Got that with a whole bunch of PVC figures. And when you do that, when you buy them in a lot, you list them all. Not super high dollar, but it all adds up. $6.99 free shipping on that. I had him, so let's list him. The Loved One on DVD, new and sealed. I accepted an offer last night of $8 plus shipping on that. We've got the Father Dowling Mysteries, Season 1 and Season 2. This one, $7.99 plus shipping. Would have been much better. I think it's 3 seasons total, so if I had the third, would have sold quicker and obviously for more money. This one right here, this from 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. I don't know. I've got a little pile of these. There was some old Bible stuff, some homeschooling stuff. We bought a whole bunch of stuff from a guy. Well, we went to buy them, and then he said, you know what, just take them. And so we're nothing into these things, and so even the ones that weren't necessarily real high dollar, if they were a quantity listing like this was, why not list it and just make a little bit over and over and over? So the Old Testament easy to prepare learning activities for busy teachers, $4.87 free shipping. Not much. It's media mail, so there are a few pennies left over after that, but we had a whole pile of those, so it made sense to list those. This one, Bible Quest. This is Genesis, a Bible study for the young scholar. This one accepted an offer of $10 plus shipping. I think we had maybe 3 or 4 of these. This is the last one to move on out, so did accept an offer on that. Here we've got from the 60s, an old Sleepy Eye doll. See, she goes to sleep. It's hard to see because, well, the plastic wrap is on there, but this is really cool. New old stock doll, and not real high dollar. Again, I had multiples of these, and so listed them, and we're going to make a little bit, $8.98 free shipping. That an offer that came in. I had them at, I think, $9.98, and they sent an offer of $8.98. I took that. The Sims 2 Pets for the Game Boy Advance. This is complete in the box, so that's why it was worth a little bit. $18.87 plus shipping. This, the Thin Blue Line, this is from the Chris Kyle Frog Foundation. Picked this up for, well, I got a bundle of them. I'm probably 50 or 75 cents into the hat, and it sold for $12.99 plus shipping. And then we got a Patagonia hat. Patagonia is still a very good selling brand. This one despite having a few spots on there, and again, showcased in the listing, of course, it sold for $18.55 plus shipping. And then we'll take a look at all of the ducks going out, guys. Thank you so much once again. We've got, what's more than a flock of ducks? Is it a fleet? I don't know. I mean, they float. Let's call it a fleet of ducks. Here we got who I called the George Washington duck. This one's going out to Walker. Thank you so much. We've got another of the helmeted military ducks along with the hippie duck. I'm getting Forrest Gump vibes here. That's going out to Tammy. Then we've got a quartet over here. We got the Hawaii duck. He's a little bit bigger than the rest of them. We've got a superhero duck back there, the breast cancer ribbon duck, and the dinosaur duck. Those all going out to Rachel. So thank you so much for that. Coming over here, our buddy Angel came in and bought some as well. We've got the little spotted duck, the beach duck, we got a giraffe, and the butterfly. Those all going out to Angel. Thank you so much. Dumbo. The Dumbo duck is headed out. That's going over to Carla. And the ninja is going to Robert. We've got another clown duck. This one is going to Daniel. Daniel, thanks so much for that. We got a pair over here of cat ducks. Yeah, we got cat ducks. These are going to Kathleen. Thank you so much. Here, this is a cool one. This is flocked. This I picked up at a garage sale with a whole bunch of other ducks, some of them that you're seeing here. So you see, it's not, this was in with her duck collection. Let me open it. I can't get it open with one hand. 1 second. But now it's open. Check that out. Inside, a little duck necklace. So you get your flocked duck to sit on a shelf, and you got a necklace. And what's cool is, look at this. He's got googly eyes. Then over here, check this out. He might be my favorite that we've sent out so far. It's just so cool. He's got the hair, the bowling shirt. It's awesome. So we've got the bowling duck, and I called him the blue ninja duck. These are going out to Derek. You know, Derek has a store, like a lot of folks do, the Co Thicker Picker, CO Colorado. And so Derek, thank you so much for that. We've got another beach duck going out. This one with the pink and purple surfboard. Got the shades all ready to go. This one's going out to Catherine. And then over here, maybe one of the most fun store names that I've ever seen. 2 lamps and a monkey. The mental pictures. 2 lamps and a monkey. It's awesome. This one is going on the shelf, apparently next to the Anna Man. The little baby glow in the dark. He's awesome. And then these are going to, was it a nephew, I think, that collects rubber ducks. So that's cool. We've got the alien duck with the tall head. That's cool. We got a cowboy duck, Minecraft, and the pterodactyl. Yes, I figured out how to spell pterodactyl. Those all going out. Thank you so much. And just thank you once again to everybody picking up ducks. We are selling Mountain Man ducks in the store. They're not branded. A couple people have said, hey, you should do some branded ducks. And, I looked into that. We thought about it. But this was the most cost-effective way to do it because I wanted to keep these things inexpensive for folks. They're $4.99 plus shipping. Some of the used ones that I've picked up at a garage sale, $3.99. So some of them even cheaper than that. And this way it lets us keep them a little bit cheaper. And it's kind of cool because you get to get a duck that fits your personality. Whether it's a dinosaur or an alien or a hippie or, whatever it is, it gets to fit your personality. And so I think that's kind of fun. And so it's just a fun thing that we're doing with the store. We're sending out those Mountain Man ducks of all types and characters. And 10% of every sale is going to the Gary Sinise Foundation. That comes straight through eBay. It's done through the eBay charity program, so it's easy to go ahead and do that. And the Gary Sinise Foundation works to help wounded veterans. They do a lot of stuff for wounded veterans, a lot of programs and a lot of activities they put together. And the big one is building smart homes, adaptive smart homes for severely wounded veterans. And then they give them to those veterans just mortgage free. They just give them to them. And it started back in 2011. Since then, they've raised in the neighborhood of $300 million for this charity. And it felt like a cool thing to be able to be just a very, very small part of. So 10% of every duck going to the Gary Sinise Foundation, which is cool. So appreciate you guys picking those up. Still more in the store. And if we start to run low on those, we'll get more. We'll make sure that we keep the flock up so that you can pick up a duck. You got to get your ducks in a row. After all, if you're going to sell on eBay in the fourth quarter. And so what is the fourth quarter? Well, I mean, very strictly, that's the fourth quarter of the year. You look, the year's divided into 4 quarters. And so it's the final 3 months of the season, October, November, December. And so generally, that is the busiest quarter of the year. That's when many resellers make the bulk of their money. I've even seen people say, I make 90% of my yearly reselling income in the fourth quarter. I don't think ours is quite that high, but we do make a significant amount, and sales definitely jump up. Usually that starts around officially October. The start of October is fourth quarter, but you start to see it around Halloween, is when things really start to ramp up. Recently, things have started a little bit sooner because we had the supply chain issues. People finally sort of realized I should order this stuff a little bit more quickly if I want to get it in time. So I think we're going to start seeing that going forward. I think things are going to start a little bit sooner. People are going to be on the ball a little bit more. And so what does that mean for you? Well, it depends on your business model. For those that rely a lot on retail arbitrage, specifically those that sell like on Amazon, you see more of the retail arbitrage stuff. That's when you're going into the store. You're trying to pick up that hot toy. You're trying to pick up that, whatever it is, the gadget that is selling for a lot or that maybe is running out in some areas. Retail arbitrage, I do a little bit of, don't do a lot of, because you can chase that hot toy and you can be wrong. And then you're saddled with a whole bunch of lousy inventory. So I don't do a lot of retail arbitrage. That's for those that are new. I guess that's when you go into, say, Target and you buy up a certain toy, you buy a bunch of them, bring them home, and then you sell them online. A lot of times on retail arbitrage, you're not making quite the same amount as you are if you were to buy something cheap at a garage sale and then sell it. The margins are thinner, but you can buy multiples. So you're making quantity listings and you're selling that thing over and over and over. You make up your money on volume. Sort of like what I do with the cheap stuff that I sell, right? You sell a lot of it and that makes your money. And so this is when that really picks up for a lot of people. For others, though, if you don't do that, don't go, well, I guess fourth quarter isn't for me. You will sell stuff that you never imagined during the fourth quarter. Stuff that you thought was going to sell 6 months ago, very well could sell in the fourth quarter. All sorts of things sell in the fourth quarter because people are online, they're buying, and sometimes they buy one thing and they go, oh, but look at that. And they get that as well. And so you will sell a lot during the fourth quarter. Keep an eye on prices because sometimes things go up in value during the fourth quarter seasonally. So you could leave it the same and sell it quick, or you could match the market and sell it for a little bit more. You're going to start selling things, anything that you list that feels Christmas gifty. Again, doesn't have to be new. We've seen vintage stuff, vintage clothes, they're picking up steam. People are liking vintage clothes. Younger people are liking vintage clothes. So vintage clothing, still going to sell. Vintage, housewares and stuff, still going to sell. Old collectible, anything that's, vintage toys or video games, stuff like that, that is going to sell. You're going to sell a lot of stuff. And so if you've got it sitting in your death pile right now and you're going, oh, I've got that thing, somebody, but list it. Make sure you get that thing listed. This is when you really want to ramp up your listings. If you're listing 5 things a day, list 10. If you're listing 10, try to get 20, right? You want to get all of those things listed because a lot of stuff is going to sell in the fourth quarter. You can't sell it if you don't list it. So get things listed. Make sure that it's organized, though. Don't list it and have it sitting in, it's not the death pile, it's the listed pile. Don't do that because then you're not going to be able to find it. Generally, for me, the stuff that I can't figure out where the heck it is the cheap stuff. It's never the $100 item that sells that you can't find. It's something that sells for $9.99 free shipping that you spend 20 minutes looking for. You don't want to do that, especially during the fourth quarter. Things are busy. You're not even going to have that much time to list potentially. So you want to make sure that everything is organized. You want to make sure you've got those custom SKUs, or you have everything sitting out where you can find it. Know where your stuff is, okay? Because you don't want to waste time that you could be listing or packing by trying to find that $5 sale. It's a waste of time. Don't do it. Okay. The other thing is you want to have your supplies. Somebody that bought a duck mentioned, hey, be sure to get your number 7 boxes. Those are the 12 by 12 by 8 boxes. I use a ton of those. I need to get some ordered. I use a lot of the shoe boxes as well. Those are 15 by 7 by 5. Both of those free through the USPS. You just get online, you can order them, they'll send them to your house, okay? I use a lot of those. Padded flat rates, if you use those, order those. Get your stuff ordered now, because the closer we get to Christmas, the more jumbled up the mail system gets, right? It's more full, things take longer to get to you. You don't want to be sitting there waiting for your supplies, okay? So for the Postal Service supplies, get those right now. As far as the other stuff, make sure you get your mailers, right? Your poly mailers or your padded mailers. Make sure you have extra tape on hand. You don't want to run out of tape and have to go to Walmart at 2 a.m. to buy a new roll of tape, right? Make sure you've got your tape. Make sure you order extra bubble wrap and you have that sitting somewhere. So that's ready. Any of the other boxes, anything that you use, make sure that you have what you think you're going to need to get through the fourth quarter, and then maybe a little bit more. Okay, because it's not like you're not going to use it, right? You're eventually going to use it, even if you don't use it all. Now, you don't want to go crazy and fill up your garage with boxes, but go a little bit past what you think you might need. That way you have enough. So make sure you have all of your supplies ready to go, especially that stuff from the Postal Service, because those free supplies, they do get bogged down, and you might not get it in time, and then you're going to have to go and buy boxes that you could have otherwise gotten for free through the Postal Service. So make sure those are all set. Before we leave, the one thing that you do want to make sure that people understand is about, the slowdown. People that are ordering, the closer it gets to Christmas, you might send a message, you might have a copy-paste message saying, hey, I'm going to send this out as soon as possible. This is when sometimes you want same day. If stuff comes in that same day, pack it, get it out. People are going to leave you good feedback. They're going to really appreciate getting stuff early or on time, and you can avoid things getting there late and having issues. Even though it's not our fault when the post office slows down, it's nice if we try to help our customers out. So maybe have a copy-paste message saying, hey, things are starting to get slow in the Postal Service. We're going to get this thing out as soon as possible for you, but just wanted you to be aware that fill in the blank is the deadline to get things by Christmas, according to the Postal Service. At some point, they'll issue a notice saying if you want things first class, you have to send it by this date, priority by this date. Then you might add a few days to that, right? So that might be something that you do. But if you have something else, leave it down below in the comments section. Leave all of your fourth quarter advice, your fourth quarter horror stories, so people can avoid it. Help each other out down below. And I think we'll probably be talking about this a little bit later today. If you're watching this day of, I am going to be a guest on Kat the Nurse Flipper's live show coming up tonight. It starts at 8 p.m. I'm going to be on there with Julian, the Bearded Thrift Machine. He's back from his, I think he was out at the 127. So join me over there on Kat's channel, Kat the Nurse Flipper. I'll try and find the link and put it down in the description if you want to catch that. And even if you don't catch it live, you'll be able to catch it on the replay. But if you swing in, I'm sure people are going to have fourth quarter questions, and we'll be talking about that tonight as well. So swing on by. If I don't see you there, I'll see you here next time.